Welcome back to the 2025 ISBHF World Junior Ball Hockey Championships. Big matchup here on day one. USA in white taking on Slovakia. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Chris Pekanowicz. Thanks for joining us. Looking forward to a good one here between these two ball hockey powerhouses. First game of the tournament for both these, for the United States, Slovakia U16, also their first game. The U23 is the one that played this morning against Great Britain. As Slovakia takes the ball into the U.S. zone, good defensive play taken over by the United States. Picked up by Basilio. He takes a spell on the play, corrals himself, sends it in. Looks like the U.S. is going to go for a change. With 14-10 remaining here in the opening period as Slovakia gets some fresh runners out as well. Slovakia taking their time in their own zone. Up along the boards, intercepted by the United States. Good read on the play. Ball gets tangled up with some feet there. Slovakia tries to get out. They can't. U.S. impressive on the forecheck here early. Sent back behind the Slovakian netminder. In net for Slovakia is Christian Skolarnik. In net for the United States is Cameron Hartman. Slovakia takes possession. Cross-floor pass. Picked up through the neutral zone. Slovakia carries it into the U.S. zone. Nowhere to go with it. Waiting for his defenseman to get a line change. A little too late as the U.S. rattles it all the way around the near boards. Back behind the net. U.S. chips it up along the boards. Big crowd in attendance here for both the United States and Slovakia. A lot of fans from Slovakia driving across the border. It looks like a lot of family, friends, parents have made the trip here for the United States as that one goes off a foot and then back behind the net. Flew all the way across the pond. Both teams look like they have good energy early here. Always first game jitters, right? Something that every team has to overcome in these World Championships. First goals are especially huge in these games, but obviously want to get off on the right foot here. Slovakia gets a turnover early. Centering attempt gets deflected into the corner. Good play by the U.S. defenseman. That is sticked up into the mesh netting, and we will get a whistle. As Hartman's going to get himself a drink of water. So 12:27 remaining here in the opening period. 2025 ISBHF World Junior Ball Hockey Championships in Hradec Kralove. About 90 minutes drive due east of the beautiful city of Prague. They've been a very welcoming host thus far, a very energetic city, very vibrant. I've heard nothing but good feedback here from all of the teams that have made the trip here to the championship as the U.S. gets some pressure now in the Slovakian zone. U.S. trying to get a cycle going. Slovakia haranguing them along the boards. Still battling. Good clean hockey going on. Referee right on top of it. U.S. with possession. Still working the cycle. Slovakia trying to interrupt it. They do. Good read on the play there. And back behind the net as a couple of U.S. players working that cycle are going to go out for a change. I will try to get names as players touch the ball. I just want to let you know, folks, it's a little difficult. I'm down here at rink level in the scorer's box behind the glass. So if you just hear me referring to the countries, it's not because I don't want to announce the players' names. As Weitzel, the United States, number 88, shoots it in behind the net. It's just a little difficult to see as opposed to when you're up high above the crowds. But I will continue to do my best, give you the play-by-play action that we all love. As Cortello grabs it, rifles it in just wide of the net. Back to the point. Long wrist shot, was trying to get a deflection there. Batted down by Slovakia. We're going to get a flooring call here, so the face-off will come all the way down to the right of Christian Skolarnik. 11:02 remaining. And as I always mention during all broadcasts, if you want live scoring in effect, you can head over to stats.isbhf.com for all your scoring needs here, not just in this game, but all the games at the 2025 World Junior Ball Hockey Championships. For those of you who are tuning in that just saw me call the Hungary-Switzerland game, Switzerland won that game 8-6. It was a great game. Obviously 14 goals, a lot of excitement in that one. And looking for more of the same here with the U.S. and Slovakia. As the U.S. gains possession down low. Chipped up towards the near board. Slovakia intercepts. Can't get it out. Over to Lammy. Lammy fires it cross floor. Back behind the net. In front. All alone shot. Oh, big save early. Rebound. Still loose. Still loose. Looked like the netminder got another save on that. Two big saves early by Skolarnik. That was an outstanding job there by Brady Gabriel, walking that all alone. Now Gabriel has it. Gabriel trying to make a move. Drag it out in front. Turn it out. Shot. Save again. Oh, still loose. Still loose. Slovakia is desperate to get it clear here. U.S. with some good sustained pressure. One Slovak player goes off to get a substitute. And it looks like they're going to get some wholesale line change there as the United States. So some sustained zone pressure there, almost 45 seconds worth for the United States. And Christian Skolarnik obviously brought his head in the game early here, holding that post tight. The U.S. looking like they're in a 2-1-2 here on the forecheck. Intercepted. Picked up by Aiden Stallard. Stallard towards the far boards. U.S. looking to carry it. They do through the neutral zone. Long shot, high off the glass. U.S. unable to get possession of that. Looked like they were trying to poke it behind the net and just missed on the play. That was number 16 for the United States, Nico Good. Slovakia trying to get a set outlet play here going. They're going to get a couple of changes. Okay, so the changes are done. We'll see what Slovakia tries to do to counter this U.S. 2-1-2 forecheck here. Fakes the toe drag, intercept, work to perfection by the United States. Unable to get the shot off, but outstanding job there just breaking up the outlet from Slovakia. That was number 2. Anthony Magliocco was unable to get the shot off, but credit to him for reading that play perfectly. United States still on the forecheck. Long shot. Glove down. U.S. is going to get some changes here. Slovakia having some trouble handling this aggressive United States forecheck as the ball triggers into the U.S. zone. Here comes Slovakia. Save! Early big stop by Cameron Hartman off the stick of number 70. U.S. comes in now. Shot! Right into the breadbasket. Tough angle there. Good positional goaltending by Skolarnik. Long shot from the point. Batted down in front, onto the stick of the United States player, right into the breadbasket again, and Skolarnik just smothers it. Outstanding look at the net there for number 14, Greg Prongel. Was trying to go 5-hole. I had a good look at it from my vantage point, but Skolarnik with some big saves early. And as I was mentioning before, if you head over to stats.isbhf.com, you can get live scoring in effect. It will show you shots on goal as well. So right now, Hartman is listed as 3 saves, Skolarnik with 8. Draw won by the Slovaks. Back behind the net. Slovaks cross floor, U.S. reading it well. They're going to try and look for the Slovaks to try and make a pass here through center and read that and intercept it. So Slovakia doesn't. They go across the boards, and the U.S. forces a flooring. So for you young players at home, These are the types of systems that matter when you get to the World Championship level in terms of execution and listening to your coach, right? You don't see a lot of footwork necessarily on the part of the U.S., but being in the right position and making sure that your feet are still moving once that ball is picked up by the Slovakian defenseman, you got to execute that coach's system. And so far for the U.S., it's worked to perfection. Face off, not won by anybody, then finally poked forward by the United States. Battle in the boards, getting physical down there. U.S. has it, centering attempt, shot, redirect, ball's loose, still loose. Poked back in. Still battling. Picked up by the United States, shot. Ooh, that one just whistled wide. Picked up by the U.S., some sustained pressure here early. U.S. looking very strong. Slovakia just having trouble getting this ball out of the zone. Good pinch there by the U.S. defenseman. That was number 88, Ethan Weitzel. Picked up along the boards by number 21, Dane Gamble. Costello from the point, redirected. Ooh, dangerous redirect off the stick of the Slovakian defenseman there, Manish Gubish. Almost redirected that into his own net. 6:40 remaining here in the opening draw. Scoreless affair. Let's see what Slovakia does here. The U.S. is set up. So they're going to finish one more change here. And now let's see if they try and go up the boards again, because the middle has just been unsuccessful. So they do, and they are offsides. So conversely, for the Slovak fans at home, right, that's the adaptations you want to listen to your coach. So you tried the middle a couple of times. The U.S. was reading it perfectly, able to get some sticks in the passing lanes. And now it looks like, at least for the remainder of this period, they're going to try the boards. And we'll see what happens with the coaches when they go into the first intermission. They get out those whiteboards and try and diagram something different. But definitely good energy on the part of Slovakia as well. You know, they're running. The U.S. has controlled more of the tempo here because of the turnovers and the sustained zone time. But Slovakia running hard. Battle along the boards. Chip back into the far corner. Sent up along the boards by Pastirek. Intercepted by the United States. Shot. Whistles high over the crossbar off the glass towards the near boards. Poke check. Oh, dangerous play there. Oh, Slovakia. Shot. Score! Slovakia goes up 1-0 just like that. Number 11, Robert Krajnak. Well, I mean, it's just one of those plays where you're either going to commit fully or you got to take a step back and see where the ball's going to go. And it looked like the United States defenseman basically just said, I'm going to commit to this. We'll see what happens. And it's unfortunate for him that the ball somehow squirted between his legs. And the Slovakian player, Krajnak, was able to just walk in all alone. Made a great move. Went to his forehand and just found the spot. How will the United States react? 5:54 remaining as we get whistle. Looks like an illegal face-off. Referee providing some explanation here. Face-off won by the Americans. Sent in. American player gets tripped up. They're going to go on a power play. That's an obvious call there, but you know, you often hear me talk about taking smart penalties in the sport of ball hockey. That's a smart penalty to take. So you just went up 1-0. Player's about to have a breakaway on your netminder. That's not a bad penalty to take. I'm not saying there's ever a great penalty to take, but in hockey parlance, if you have to take a penalty, that's a good one to take. That was on number 88, Lubomir Biel. So U.S. with their first opportunity here on the man advantage. Try and get you some numbers here. I see number 13 is out there, Jonathan Denning. Number 10, Ryan Gallen's out there. Number 11, Jake Glenn. Number 4, Brady Gabriel. And it looks like number 22, Caden Helwich, finish off for the Americans as they gain possession off the draw. Poke checked away by Slovakia, and the U.S. has wanted to keep that in the zone. So they will regroup. So typically in ball hockey, for those that are new to the sport of the championship, you'll see teams stack the line, as we call it, which is what Slovakia is doing here. And the offensive team will typically just pass the ball over the line, and then will get set back up on their power play, because in ball hockey, unlike the sport of ice hockey, you can work the ball all the way back to the red zone. So the U.S. now with possession, up along the boards, poke check back. Good keep. Slovakian player lost their stick. Here's an opportunity here. Oh, shot! Blocked! Oh, Gallen had a great look at the net there. Got to tip your cap to the Slovakian player for sacrificing his body on that racket. And the ball gets rifled down low. Minute 4 remaining. U.S. gains the zone. Hellwich has it, sent in low. Off of a foot. That was Gallen that has it back to Hellwich. Hellwich back to Gallen. U.S. trying to get set up here. See if they try a one-timer or try and get somebody in down low and just get a ball on net. See, Gallen has it. Down low, intercepted by Slovakia, and 40 seconds left on the man advantage. So that was a smart play by Gallen, as there was nobody there for the United States for a one-timer, but he was trying to get it towards the net. And you'll hear me say this throughout the tournament, folks. If your worst option is to throw the ball on net, that's not necessarily a bad option. So 20 seconds remaining on the man advantage. U.S. will look to gain the zone. And they do. Centering attempt. Oh, just missed. That was a great heads-up play by Dane Gamble, number 21, but that's going to do it on the man advantage. So Slovakia successfully kills it, all even at 5. Smart heads-up play there, though, by Gamble on that last rush. Almost had it. U.S. gains the zone. Trying to wheel and deal along the board. Centering attempt. Nobody there. Shot. Poke check towards the net. Easily sticked aside by Skolarnik. Back to the point. Over to Lamy. Wrist shot. Deflected. Batted down. Still loose. Picked up by Slovakia. Trying to work it through the neutral zone. They do. Ends up going all the way down behind the net. Centering attempt. Nobody there. Picked up by the Americans. Magliocco with it. Dumps it in. Gives chase. Good smart hockey there. Back to the point. U.S. hemmed in along the boards. Player doesn't really have an outlet. Rattles it all the way around. See if they try and get it back to the point. They do. Over to Lamy. Send it back in down low. U.S. turn around. Redirect. Ball still loose. Still loose. Still loose. Finally, the referee blows it dead as there's a tangle up in front. Looked like Skolarnik was completely spread eagle on that one. Not sure that he was able to keep sight of it, and ultimately it was under his pad. I just saw him grab it and put it in his catcher's mitt. Good ball movement there on the part of the United States. Skolarnik, some big saves here in the first period. Gabriel going to take the draw for the United States, won by the Slovaks. They go back behind the net. That's Costo with it. He's intercepted. And intercepted by Gabriel. Down low. Battle along the far boards. Won by the Slovaks. Towards the near boards. And breakout here. All alone. Save! Big stop by Cameron Hartman off the stick of number 77, Timothy Billy. Well, let's remember that one, folks. Hartman coming up big. Shot, whistles wide. Might have went off of a knee. U.S. chips it up along the boards. They gain control. And that ball ends up out of the zone. So Slovakia takes possession. 90 seconds remaining here in the opening period. Slovakia with it, back behind the net. Trying to centering attempt. Ball went off of a foot. Turnaround shot. Oh, big save again by Hartman. I don't think he saw that, as he had one of his own players, Aiden Stallard, number 99, directly in front of him. But nonetheless, I was able to get a piece of the glove on it. and then hold it down for a whistle. Minute 15 remaining in the opening period. Slovakia up 1-0. Again, you can get scoring in effect on stats.isbhf.com. So U.S. wins possession off the draw, back behind the net. Rattled around towards the near boards. U.S. carrying it through the neutral zone, dumped in. And we're going to get a flooring call here, as it looked like that was number 3. Colin Costello was unable to get a stick on that and redirect it. So 1 minute exactly remaining. Slovakia up 1-0. U.S. has played well, though. I know I'm talking to primarily an English-speaking audience here. They've had their chances, but got to give credit where it's due. Christian Skolarnik, the Slovakian netminder, has made several big stops here. Faced off one back by the Americans. U.S. with it in the neutral zone. Waffled aside by Skolarnik. Kept back in by the Americans. Battle down low, centering attempt intercepted, picked up by Slovakia. Slovakia looking to gain the zone, but they're off. So the U.S. picks it up with 30 seconds remaining. U.S. dumps it in. That was off the stick of number 28, Ives, picked up by Slovakia. Past Weitzel. Centering attempt back up to Ives. Into the neutral zone, dump back in. Knocked down, and that should probably do it with 5 seconds remaining here. Unless the U.S. can get one last shot. Pad save! Well, look at that, 1.7 seconds left. So if the U.S. can get a clean win here, get a quick one-timer, that would really be their only opportunity for the Slovaks. Probably just going to do their best to tie up the draw and be content to go into the intermission here up 1-0. Although the Slovakian coach is asking for some sort of explanation from the referee. I don't know about what. Do want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors, Stillmat, for providing this outstanding floor that the players are playing on. Some of the ISBHF polos that we love to wear from 2 and 10 Custom Apparel. Also the makers of the Team USA jerseys. Always do a fantastic job with all their outfits that they provide. Appreciate that. And also butt ends. Head over to the ISBHF website and look for the code where you can get a discount on anything off the butt ends website. All right, so that'll do it. 10-minute break between periods. We'll see you back here in 10 for start of the second. Slovakia 1, America 0. Welcome back for start of the second period action. Slovakia leading the United States 1-0. Head over to stats.isbhf.com for all your scoring needs. Just to recap, Christian Skolarnik has been very solid in net for the Slovaks, pitching a shutout so far. Probably been the story of the game, in my opinion. The United States, I think, controlling the tempo a bit more in terms of their forecheck being more successful, certainly more forced turnovers. Cameron Hartman's been solid in net, only that one goal, which wasn't his fault, the breakaway, but Hartman facing 7 shots, 6 saves. Skolarnik, 15 shots, 15 saves, so obviously the numbers back up that the United States has been controlling more of the tempo and the pace here. But back to the action as Slovakia gains his own shot, easily gloved down for his defenseman by Hartman. Slovakia trying to poke it towards the net. Ends up loose ball. Finally, they try and... No, they weren't able to corral it there. Center attempt, nobody there to receive it. And for Slovakia, Robert Krajnak, the lone goal scorer, assisted by Oliver Pataki. Sent in towards the near boards, back behind the net. Players doing good, clean battle there. Referee right on top of it. Ball still loose. Slovakia takes control. Poke check out in front. Loose ball, still loose. Batted up in the air. And it looked like for Slovakia, number 16, Oliver Pataki, was trying to bat that out of midair. Unsuccessful. Turnaround shot. Good save. Oh, let's remember that one. That's another big one for Hartman. Centering attempt. That last save was off the stick of Michael Pistovac. Shot deflected wide by Pisterik. So the U.S. set up on their forecheck here, waiting for the play, and there it is. They break it up again. So Slovakia, they keep trying that middle, and the U.S. is reading it perfectly. They're going to have to stay along the boards. Oh, shot deflected, still loose. Oh, batted up over the net. I don't think Skolarnik saw that second one. He made the initial save. It was just a fluke bounce, and then the second one somehow hit him in the shoulders. We're going to get a penalty here. We'll see what the call is. Tripping. 2 minutes for tripping on number 10 for the United States. So that is Ryan Gallen coming off. Folks, I say it every tournament. You'll never hear me criticize the referees. They have the hardest job in this tournament. This game is so fast at this level. Things happen so much more quickly. Until you've been here and you've been on the floor, believe me when I tell you, take my word for it, it is the hardest job there is. So whether you feel like it was a legitimate call or not is irrelevant. The call's been made. The U.S. is shorthanded. Can Slovakia go up 2-0? So Slovaks known for trying to get a one-timer going. We'll see if that's what they try and do here at the U16 level. There it is. Shot wide. So just expect them to work the ball around a lot along the perimeter until somebody gets a clean look at the net. U.S. in a box right now. Minute 30 remaining. Here it is. One-timer shot. Whistles wide. Rebound. Deflected wide. Good stick work on the part of the United States to deflect that second shot. Picked up by the Slovaks. Back to the point. Down low. That was Lubomir Biel, number 88, with it. Shot, blocked. Outstanding job on the part of the United States player, sacrificing the body. I'll tell you right now, that one's going to leave a welt. That was number 16, Nico Good. But if you want to take home hardware at World Championships, folks, that's what you got to do. Pain is temporary, but the medals will last a lifetime. Slovakia looking to gain the line. And this is what I was talking about before when we mentioned stacking the line, right? So now Slovakia gains it. They'll get it back to the defenseman and get set up here. One-timer fanned on. Looked like the pass was a little too hot to handle for Lucas Brava. One-timer fanned on. That was Krajnik. U.S. intercepts and is able to get the clear. So 15 seconds left. That should do it for the U.S. as the Slovakia netminder going to have to get a whistle there. Outstanding hustle play on the part of number 28, Jason Ives, forcing that whistle. So 12 seconds left. I mean, that should pretty much do it for the man advantage. Ready for the draw. One back by the Slovaks. Back behind the net. U.S. going to kill time, and they're going to get the man out here in a second. 5 seconds remaining. All the way towards the near corner. So the power play is over. U.S. back at even strength. Intercepted by the U.S. here. Got potential. It's Gallen walking around. Shot save off the post. Oh, Gallen got his own rebound and banked it off the post. Are you kidding me? Oh, he's got to be hurting for that one. Very rare to get your own rebound like that where it comes back right onto your tape, but hey, credit to Gallen. Absolutely outstanding hustle play. And again, credit to the Slovakian netminder. He's been the story of the game so far, Skolarnik. Easy butterfly save there for Hartman. That was off the stick of Zverchek. And we get a whistle as the ball bounced up out of play. All right, face off just outside the American zone. U.S. goes back behind their net. Slovakia now aggressive on the forecheck. They've got 3 down low. How will the U.S. counter this? So playing some pitch and catch. Got a player here along the near boards. Up to him. He should be able to carry this through the neutral zone. Redirects it. And now the U.S. back on the forecheck. Slovaks going to take it back behind the net. U.S. again very strong on the stick on the forecheck here. Into the neutral zone. Slovakia takes it. Long shot, easily sticked behind the net by Hartman. U.S. trailing 1-0, 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Fluke bounce, goes right on the stick of the Slovakian player. Shot, deflected. That was off the tape of Lucas Merva. U.S. has it, chips it up. Kongo giving chase. Slovak player bodies him off, turnover. Shot, save. I think that went off the pad. U.S. keeps it in the zone. Back to the point. Long shot, deflected. I don't think that made it through. Turnaround effort, unable to get a stick on it was the United States. That was number 14, Greg Kongo, trying to get a quick chop at it. Too much traffic, though, there in front. Slovakia now content to go back into their own zone. U.S. And on the forecheck, there's a turnover again. It's working beautifully. They just haven't been able to capitalize on it. U.S. now with it down low. Looking to get some sort of cycle going here. Back behind the net. Oh, a little too hot to handle. Misplayed into the corner. Trickles back behind the net. Centering attempt. Unable to be handled by the U.S. Ball goes off of a knee onto the stick of an American. That's Weitzel with it. U.S. with it. Over to the near board. Centering attempt. A little too hot to handle. One-timer just missed. Slovakia desperate for a clear. They get it. And they try and get some fresh legs out. As the U.S. immediately goes back. Here's Skakowski. Skakowski! Shot! Oh, glove save! Oh, what a look at the net for Skakowski. Was trying to go top corner on the glove side. Almost had it. Centering attempt. Went off of a foot all the way through the crease. Well, smart play there by Ian Basilio. Here's Weitzel with it. Weitzel shot! Just rifled over the crossbar. U.S. with a lot of pressure here. Shot. That one whistles wide. Slovakia is scrambling. Can't get this ball out of the zone. U.S. gains possession again. Skakowski over to Gabriel. Dumps it in down low. A couple of U.S. players go off for a change. It's a heck of a shift for them. Slovaks up through the neutral zone. Potential 2-on-1. Good defensive stick work there on the part of the United States. Good read on the play by Dane Gamble, breaking up that potential 2-on-1. Americans might be content to just try and carry this out and get some fresh legs. Carrying it into the zone. Still there. Unable to get good graphite on it. Ends up being poked all the way out of the zone here. Slovaks gain the zone. Easily stick the side. Whoop, American player took a spill there. That was good that took the spill. Long shot from the point. Sticked up. Back behind the net. 6 minutes remaining here in the second period. And we're going to get a call. Tripping happened right in front of the referee. So Slovakia will go back on the man advantage. 5 minutes, 59 seconds remaining here. Americans still trailing 1-0. Prime opportunity here for Slovakia to add to it. Trying to get the number here as this player walks towards me, towards the box. It's going to be number 16, Nico Good, 2 minutes. Big draw coming up. Won by the Slovaks. Back to the point. We'll go ahead and get set up here. Let's Beal with it at the point. Send it back down low. Siska over to Beal. Beal looking at the net. Doesn't have a lane yet. Sends it down low. Over to Siska. Over to Beal. Siska looking for this one-timer. What Slovakia is known for. Down low, off of a foot. Good break for the Americans. Chip it out. Can they get a break? Up. Player fanned on it. Very upset with himself. Trying to get a breakaway going there for number 50, Jason Hoffman, but just whiffed on that. Slovakia one-timer blocked. It was off the stick of Siska. Back to Beal. Takes a shot, down low. 1 minute remaining on the man advantage. Centering attempt, blocked. Good job by the Americans, clogging the lane. Couple of them going off for a change. And Slovaks are going to get some new runners out as well. 48 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Slovaks gain the zone. Sent in down low. Slovakia picks it up. Towards the near boards, back to the point. Over to Pataki. Back to Pataki. Down low, one-timer shot. Right into the breadbasket. Easy save for Hartman. Saw that one the whole way. Well, you're the Slovakian coach. You got to be a little disappointed with this so far, I think. I mean, you can't be telegraphing one-timers like that. You know, Hartman saw that the whole way. And just not a lot of crisp ball movement that you're used to seeing from the Slovaks. You know, could be first game jitters, first game rust, right? Whatever you want to call it. But having been to many of these World Championships, they're just usually a little quicker and crisper on their passes when they're on the man advantage. So we'll see how that works out here in the rest of the game. 20 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Back to the point. Pataki has it. Pataki down low. Back to Pataki. Back down low. Over to Pataki. So that's it. The United States has successfully killed the man advantage. As the U.S. gets the clear. So they'll try and get a change now. Good move by the Slovakian player. Sent in down low. Shot. High over the crossbar into the mesh netting. And now the Americans will get wholesale line changes. And it looks like Slovakia is going to as well. So credit to the Americans there. 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Killing that man advantage. No real threats from the Slovaks there. Obviously, Hartman had that one save, which you saw the whole way. So if I'm the Slovakian coach, probably going to make that a teaching point here as we go into the second intermission. You know, boys, you got to be a little bit faster on the passes. They need to be crisp, right? Right on the tape. Let's not hesitate. Know where we're going with the ball before we get it. Face off won by the Americans. Americans intercept, picked up by Malioko. And Slovakia able to keep it in. And we're going to get a penalty on the Americans again. Well, the crowd is not happy with this, but the referee's hand went up immediately. Going to be tripping on Magliocco. Nope, we can call him for hooking. Okay. Well, it happened right in front of me. Yeah. I get why the referee made the call. One of my least favorite expressions. It is what it is. Onwards and upwards, right? What can you do about it? You're the Americans. It's unfortunate. There's 3 minutes, 17 seconds left. You send back out your penalty killers. Hopefully they got enough juice in the tank. And just do the same thing you did last game, right? Clog the shooting lanes, force the Slovaks to the outside, and if they're going to shoot, let Hartman see it the whole way. Face-off picked up by the Slovaks, back to the point. Towards the near boards, back to the point to Pataki. One-timer, missed, shot, pad save Hartman, up into the mesh netting. Minute 42 remaining on the man advantage. Just uncharacteristic ball movement of the Slovaks. But early in the tournament, we'll see how things work out as the games progress on. Back to the point, Pataki down low. Back to Pataki. He's going to quarterback this. Receives it back, down low. Over to Pataki, has no look at the net here. One-timer shot right into the breadbasket. I mean, that's the same thing they did in the previous power play. Listen, I get what they're trying to do. But if you're going to try and make that play, that pass has got to be faster, and the player's got to be in shooting position in order to get that past these goalies. Remember, these are world championship level goalies. These are the best of the best of the best. And if they see it, and I say this at every tournament I call, if they see it 99 times out of 100, they're going to save it. So if you want to let that one-timer go, the ball's got to be in the air before the goalie gets his feet set. Face-off won by the Americans, but poke checked away by the Slovaks. Back to Pataki. Pataki, look at the net. Has nothing there. Towards the near boards. Back to Pataki. Trying to get a one-timer. There it is. Shot off the side of the net. So that's the type of one-timer you want. Nice quick pass. Player was in shooting position. Down low. Whistles wide. 45 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Back to Pataki. Takes the shot. Centering attempt. Goes off of a foot right onto the stick of the Slovak player. Shot deflected off of the foot into the glass. 30 seconds remaining. Back to Pataki. One-timer shot blocked. Good job sacrificing the body again there on the part of the American. Nico Good. That's two that kid's taken now. One-timer Fandon. If the U.S. can get it clear, that'll do it. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. One-timer shot, easily seen the whole way by Hartman. Well, I tell you, if I'm the Slovakian coach, I've got to be disappointed with these kids in terms of how they're executing the power play. So it's all even. Slovaks still with the ball. U.S. is going to try and get it clear here and just get their lines reset. And they take it, gain possession. So Slovakia is content to get a line change. Last minute of play in the period here. But I want to give credit to the Americans. They're not giving the Slovaks anything to look at in terms of shooting lanes. Really doing a good job following the lead of their coaches and maintaining proper positioning. Good spacing with their sticks. I mean, everything. They're two really flawless penalty kills on the part of the Americans. Poke checked away. 35 seconds remaining. U.S. has it through the neutral zone. Intercepted by the Slovaks. Picked up. Trying to gain the zone. They're offsides. Well, there are some American fans here that are starting to yell at the referee. And I get it. You know, you flew all the way across an ocean. You want to see your players perform and give them something to cheer for. Poke checked up. Sent back into the American zone. 22 seconds remaining. U.S. has it towards the far boards. Chipped out of the zone. Slovaks with it. Intercepted. Good read on the play there. Shot. Pad save. Well, U.S. is getting close. I mean, that's for Basilio, the one who took that last shot. I mean, that's as good a look at the net as you can get off of a turnover. He had time, space, picked his head up, saw where he wanted to go. The ball came off quick, hot. It's just the Slovak netminder, Skolarnik, has just been in prime position this entire game. Long shot from the point. Redirected, score! The United States ties it. Can't see who got the goal, but it was Connor Lammy, number 7, that took that shot intentionally wide right in front of me. And the U.S. player, from my vantage point, there was a lot of bodies. It looked like he just stepped to the side of the net and gently redirected it with his stick. As the American contingency goes wild here. I'll get you the goal scorer here in just a second. With 4.3 seconds left, but I tell you, if you're Slovakia, you just don't like the way that feels, right? I mean, you had 2 power plays. You really didn't threaten on either of them. And then you let the Americans get the equalizer right as the period comes to a close. So the Slovakian coaching staff, I'm sure, will have a lot to talk about. Waiting for them to finish putting up the score here. Okay, so the goal scorer was Anthony Magliocco, assisted by Lammy. All right, 10-minute break between periods. All even, 1-1, U.S. and Slovakia.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you
Welcome back. Just about ready for start of the third period here. Great game so far. A lot of action between Slovakia in blue and the United States of America in white. Be sure to head over to stats.isbhf.com for all your scoring needs. I'm your play-by-play announcer, ISBHF Promotions Director Chris Pekanowitz. Thanks for joining us. Just to give you an update on the save situation, so Cameron Hartman for the United States, 20 saves on 21 shots. And for Slovakia, Christian Skolarnik, 20 saves on 21 shots. As the U.S. takes possession back in their own zone. Gains the zone. Shot goes high over the net, off the glass, back towards the far corner. Battle along the boards. 3 Americans there trying to come away with it. They do. Potential look at the net. Shot. Waffle save. Skolarnik again. Boy, that is like his 7th or 8th big save. That was a tough shot, especially as a former goaltender. When those players are moving right to left or left to right and they shoot across their body, boy, they're just so tough to stop sometimes. As the U.S. has possession still, rattles it around, and the referee blows it dead as we get a little pushing and shoving. Smart heads-up play there, though, on the part of the American player, Jake Glenn. Just get that ball in front of the net, see what happens. And U.S. is going to get a fresh set of legs out there. 14-18 remaining here in the third period. Skolarnik making some equipment adjustments. Won by the Americans. Quick shot. Oh, just wide. That was off the stick of Gallen, number 10. He didn't get a lot of good graphite on that. Ball hemmed up along the far boards. Slovakia comes away with it, chips it up and out, and it looks like it went up off of a Slovakian player on the bench. Referee blew that dead immediately. So, face off to the right of Skolarnik. Poke check back in by the Americans. Slovaks take possession, go back behind their net. Up along the near boards. Cross floor pass through the neutral zone. Poke checked away by the Americans. Good stick work there by number 22, Caden Helwich. Up to Magliocco, the goal scorer for the Americans. Can't get it into the zone. Slovakia intercepts towards the far boards. Oh, American overran it, but has some help there. Centering attempt. Turnaround went well wide. Chipped up along the near boards. Picked up. Magliocco has it. Long shot. Steered aside. Slovaks playing a little pitch and catch behind the net, trying to get set up for an outlet pass here. Americans in the same position on this 2-1-2. Slovakia with no success in the middle. See if they go up along the boards. They do. Americans able to get a stick on it. Trickles back down deep into the American zone. Rattled all the way around. Poke check back behind. Slovakia gains possession. Slovaks with it. Wheeling and dealing. Along the far boards. Nowhere to go with it still. American player slipping and sliding. Shot. Went through the crease. Picked up by the Americans. Sent all the way along the far boards. America content to just hold on to this for a second in the neutral zone, and it goes off of another player on the Slovak bench. So we get a whistle. 12-16 remaining here. Third period. All tied at 1. All right, face-off comes to center floor. Colin Costello will take it for the Americans. Denning has it on defense. Sent in down deep. Chipped up. That was Braden Skakowski with it. Battling back behind the net. America picks it up. Centering attempt. Nope. Thought better of it. Net passing off of a foot back behind the net. Slovakia with it. Intercepted by the Americans. Sent back down in. Got to give credit to the American defense. Doing a great job on a lot of these keep-ins here near the red line. Slovakia with it. Back to the point. Long shot. High over the net. That was number 12, Jan Jovnas. Shot that over the net. Ives has it for America. Sent over to Denning. Denning chips it up. Intercepted by the Slovaks. Now into the American side. So Lanny has it. Going to drop it off and then go off for a change. America looking to gain the zone here. Going to carry it in. They do. Crashing towards the net. Center attempt intercepted by the Slovaks. Good idea there off the stick of Ian Basilio. Intercepted by America. Kicked forward. Can they get it out of the zone? They cannot. Now it's out of the zone. Ball still loose right below the Slovak bench. Referee right there on top of it, telling them to move it. Ball still loose. Squirts loose. Now to the American side. Good strong stick work there on the part of Slovakia and America. Good clean hockey. 10 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Slovakia corrals it behind the net. Up along the boards. Weitzel pinches in. Nice soft chip up there by Gabriel. America, shot right into the breadbasket, and there's some jarring after the whistle. Referee's going to separate them as we get a chorus of boos from the American contingent here, and not happy. Felt like that was some extracurricular activities. Well, it wouldn't be a hockey game, right, if we didn't have people complaining about the referees. So I feel like I'm right back at home. Little inside humor for the Americans there. Face off to the right of Sklanarik. Won by Slovakia. Lost! Oh, that ball was just kicked forward off the foot of number 10, Ryan Gallen. Centering attempt blocked. Centering attempt loose! Somehow that hit Sklanarik's pad. I'm not really sure how. I don't think anybody got a stick on it. Might have went off of a knee. Battle behind the net. Slovakia with it, trying to wheel and deal. Can't. Lobbed, intercepted. Goes off of a foot. And America's going to get a penalty here. Well, it happened right in front of the referee. I mean, I understand if you're an American fan, but, you know, folks, you just can't argue with that. It's right in front of the referee. If it happened against America, you'd be screaming at him to call it. You know, I understand the fans' frustration, certainly can appreciate it, but the referee has to make that call. So the Slovaks now go on their fourth power play of the day. That penalty is on number 16, Nico Good, who has blocked several shots this game. Been arguably the United States' best penalty killer, so now he's in the box. See if Slovakia tries something different. Now on their fourth man advantage. Back to the point. All right, and they're still on the same setup here. Not sure what they're going to try and do different. They don't have a shooting lane. One shot, score! There it is! That's what I was talking about earlier. If you're going to make that pass, it's got to be quick, and the shooter's got to be in the shooting position. That's exactly what happened. No chance on the play for the American netminder, Cameron Harmon. I mean, basically, that ball was behind him before he even slid over into position. So credit to the Slovaks. Now credit to the coaching staff. I'm sure that was a point that they drilled during the intermission. Boys, we need to be faster. We need to be quicker, better decision making. Know what you're going to do with that ball before you get it, and that's a prime example. Player had his feet set. The ball came right to his wheelhouse, and again, there's just nothing Hartman can do on that. Well, unfortunate for America. How will they respond? America takes control off the draw. Magliocco with it. Gets bodied off the ball. Chipped in deep. Denning giving chase. Denning doing battle with Jognas. Denning wins it. Centering attempt. Chipped in. Magliocco giving chase. Great job by Magliocco on the forecheck there. Defenseman forced to go back behind the net. Outward pass up along the near boards. Back to center. That pass a little too far ahead. Slovakia with it in the U.S. zone. Shot wide. America takes possession back behind the net. Looking for an outlet pass towards the near boards. Poke check back in by the Slovaks. Up to Costello. Chips it in. America trying to get a ball on net here. Centering attempt, nobody there. Good look by Skakowski. We're going to get a penalty here on Slovakia now. Yep, it's going to be on Slovakia. They're not pulling the American netminder. So America's going to go on the power play now with Slovakia asking for an explanation. As soon as I get a number, I'll let you know who that's on. That is on Richard Danko, number 22. Okay, big chance for the Americans. 2 minutes for roughing. So who's America got on the power play? I see Gallen out there. I see Glenn. Magliocco's out. Brady Gabriel's out, along with number 13, Ian Basilio. Can they make something happen here? As we get a face-off violation, so we'll redrop. 7:21 remaining in the third. This is the Americans' second man advantage of the game. Rattled all the way around. America's going to be able to pick this up. Gallen has it. America with it, walking it in, shot! Rebound! Oh, that didn't go in. Oh, man, I thought that was in the empty net. Somehow must have hit a foot. For my vantage, it looked like it was going right in the back of the net off the backhand attempt from Ryan Gallen, but must have hit a knee or a leg or something. There was nothing but net there. America gains his own. Centering attempt. Back to the point. Long shot. Whistles wide. Back to the point to Gabriel. Shot wide. Rebound blocked. Slovakia able to get the clear. 1 minute remaining on the man advantage. Good job by the Slovaks thus far, killing this man advantage. Basilio with it. Center floor. Looking to gain the zone. They do. Uh-oh, turnover. Slovakia potentially in all alone. And are we going to get a penalty shot? And we're going to get a slash. No signal for a penalty shot. So 33 seconds was left on the man advantage. Now it's a 4-on-4. I think we have a timeout here called by somebody. Because neither team is sending players to the floor. No, we're getting a penalty shot. We are. Okay, my bad. Well, here we go. Doesn't get more exciting than this. 2-1. This is number 11, Robert Kroniak. Kroniak taking his time. Kroniak, shot save! Cameron Harmon comes up big as Kroniak tried to just go to his stick hand side and let go a nice little wrister towards the post, but Hartman in prime position down into the butterfly, made the save. Well, can America capitalize then on that momentum? Well, some confusion here with America and the line changes, referee signaling. Okay, 33 seconds left on the man advantage. Face-off picked up by the Americans with some speed. Glenn off of a foot, in down deep. Basilio giving chase. Centering attempt kept in by the Americans at the point. U.S. with it, down low. 14 seconds left on the man advantage. U.S. got to get a ball to the net here. Shot, wide, rebound. 5 seconds left, back to the point, over to Gabriel. Centering attempt. U.S. got to try and get something here. Slovakia's killed it. Shot off the crossbar. Or pardon me, above the crossbar. Off the glass. 5:10 remaining in the game. U.S. trying to get the equalizer. Back behind the net. Battling. Still battling. Players falling down. Ball still loose. Referee sees it. Ball still loose. Still loose. Shot just wide to the far boards. Well, Slovakia looking like they have some tired legs here, trying to get a change. Somebody goes off. Well, potential 2-on-1 here. American player overran it. Slovaks. Shot! Score! Slovakia goes up 3-1. Outstanding move on the part of the Slovakian player. I'll get you the number here in a second. Just basically outweighted Hartman on that one. Looked like he was going to shoot it. Just waited, pulled it back to his backhand. I believe that was number 61, Lucas Merva. And just rolled it into the back of the net. Well, unfortunate break for the Americans there, but they got to keep their heads up, got to start getting balls from the net. 4 minutes, 26 seconds left. Ball chipped into the Slovak zone. Americans giving chase along the near boards. That's dumped out. Should be a flooring call. All right, ready for the draw here. Face-off won by the Americans. Picked up, trying to get it on net. It's the right idea. Just went off of a knee. Centering attempt goes through. Back behind the net. Americans giving chase. Bodied off the play. Oh, American contingent felt like that should have been a penalty. No call from the ref. And that ball gets tipped up out of play. All right, 3 minutes, 46 seconds left. Face off in the Slovakian side of the neutral zone here. America dumps it in. Trickled in on net. Towards the far boards, taken by the Slovaks. Cross-floor pass. Taken by Ondik. Ondik has it. He's bodied off the ball. Good play by Gamble. Gamble chips it up over to Basilio. Intercepted by Slovakia. Long shot, wide. Rebound effort. Ends up getting smothered by Hartman as it took a bit of a funky carom off the backboards. Three minutes, 11 seconds remaining. Slovakia clinging to a 3-1 lead. Face-off coming up to the right of Hartman. Face-off taken by the Americans. Carrying it into the Slovakian zone. America tripped up. Wasn't able to get a shot off. And we got a penalty here on Slovakia. Looks like number 38. Cross-checking. So that's on Patrick Siska. 2 minutes, 53 seconds remaining. America with a golden opportunity here to climb right back into this one. Face off to the left of Splanarik. America has it at the point. Nope, ball went off of a foot there. Slovakia able to get it clear. Goes into the netting though, so that face-off should come down low. I think America wanted a timeout. They're talking with the referees. And now Slovakia gets another penalty. I apologize, folks. There's mass confusion here. I was looking at America trying to talk to the referee, and then he came over and signaled a penalty, 2 minutes for roughing. Now we have a timeout for America. Okay. Again, I'm down in the box, in the scorer's box, looking through the glass, trying to keep track of all the action here. I did not see the actual infraction, but be that as it may, right? America now with a 5-on-3, so you can't ask for anything better. If you're a fan of the United States, this is your opportunity to climb right back into it. Coaching staff out there giving them directions. For Slovakia, you just got to hang on. There's 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the game. Put out your best 3 penalty killers and just tell them, do your best, clog the shooting lanes. If you see a one-timer coming, try and block it. If you can't, get out of the way, let the netminder see it, and clear the rebound. And if the ball does come to your stick, don't mess around with it. Just get it out of the zone. Okay, getting lined up for the draw here. A lot of excitement and anticipation in the crowd. Won by America. Back to the point, over to Gallen. Down low, good look, shot! Right into the breadbasket, swallowed up. It's good look, good look. Face off to the right of Sklenarik. Brady Gabriel taking the draw for the Americans. Gabriel wins it back. Over to the point. America playing pitch and catch for a one-timer here. Takes the shot. Down low shot! Just wide. That was a good look. Rattled all the way around. Back to the point. Basilio has it. Over to Gallen. Blocked. Over to Basilio. To Gallen. Shot. Blocked. 1 minute remaining on the initial penalty. Takes a shot. Shot! Just goes high. Bounced off her foot over the crossbar. Off of somebody and in the back of the net. The United States makes it 3-2. Hard to see from my vantage point, but it looked like he flipped it up from behind the net. It went off of somebody. Next thing you know, it's in the back of the net. Well, you got to feel like that's a tough break if you're Slovakia. For the United States, you'll take your break any way you can get it. So there's 1 minute and 8 left on the second penalty. The United States will have a 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 8. So timeout Slovakia. And as far as the goal scorer, head over to stats.isbhf.com. That second goal was scored by Brady Gabriel. So outstanding heads-up play by Mr. Gabriel, assisted by number 22, Caden Helwich. So just to recap, your American goal scorers: Anthony Magliocco, assisted by Lamy. Brady Gabriel, assisted by Helwich for Slovakia. Robert Krajniak has 2. First one was assisted by Pataki. The second one assisted by Pataki and Merva. And then the last goal was Merva, assisted by Danko. 3-2. Slovakian blue over America in white. 5-on-4 for 1 minute 8. Be interesting to see if the American coaches decide to pull the goalie, make it a 6-on-4 at some point early in the power play. Netminder's looking over at the bench. Doesn't see any signal yet. America gains his own. Walking it in. Takes the shot. Over to Gallen. Back to Basilio. Netminder way out of his crease for America. Still looking for the signal. Down low. America very patient with the ball right now. Still wheeling and dealing. Still wheeling and dealing. Down low. Up along the near boards. Dumas has it. Long shot. Deflected. Went up behind the net. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. So empty net for America. 6-on-4. Got to get a ball on net here if you're America. Long shot off the glass. Back behind the net. Rebound in front. Shot. Oh, what a save! Oh my goodness, Sklenarik might be save of the game. That ball came hot off the back glass, trickled out in front, and the American player put that right in the top corner, and Sklenarik just lunged, was able to get his shoulder on it as we have a Slovak player down. 7 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Well, it's going to be hard to argue against Sklenarik as player of the game for Slovakia. Obviously, you could go with Krajniak. He scored 2 goals, but based on how he's played, especially in the first and second period, with the way he kept his team in the game, for me, he's really been the story. So 33 shots on goal, 31 saves. For Cameron Hartman, 23 shots on goal, 20 saves. 7 seconds left. Big draw. Won by Slovakia, back into the corner. Can America get a stick on it? They can't. So that will do it. That's not a flooring because they were short. So this is going to cost the Americans some time. 35 seconds remaining. America carrying it, trying to get it into the zone. Long shot right into the glove. And then the goaltender drops it down and then shoots it out. Is that going to go in the net? No, off the side of the net. Hustle play. Shot, score. Slovakia manages to make it 4-2. Well, you just got to tip your cap. Just an outstanding hustle play. I believe that was Cognac again. Gutsy play there by the Slovakian netminder, obviously. But give credit where credit is due. Cognac gets the hat trick. I mean, he hustled down. He wasn't able to bat it in on the first try, but the ball rolled off the backboard, came right back out to him in front. Now Slovakia has another opportunity here. Good save by Hartman. Slovakia again. Another save by Hartman. Didn't know where it was. Slovakia again, still with it. 1 second left. And that'll do it. The Slovaks take it 4-2. Well, if you're America, obviously a disappointing result, but give credit where it's due. That fourth goal was all hustle. And story of the game, in my opinion, was the Slovak netminder. 33 shots on goal, 31 saves. So player of the game ceremonies will be given out by USA Ball Hockey President Chris Banks. It's obviously got to be Cognac or the netminder for Slovakia. For America, Gabriel played a heck of a game. Basilio called his name quite a bit. Also Helwich.
Now we are going to award the best players of the match. The prizes will be presented by Mrs. Banks, President of USA Ball Hockey. Dámy a pánové, nyní všechny náš nejlepší záčenkání. Chceme předat pan Chris Banks, prezident hokejbalu USA. Best player of Team USA is player number 1. Player number 2. Anthony Magliocco.
Well, a little bit of trouble here getting the numbers right, but nonetheless, yes, it was Anthony Magliocco. Credit to him. Kid had himself a heck of a game.
Best player of Team Slovakia, number 1, Christian Stenari.
And for Slovakia, no surprise, it's the netminder, Splanatic. So that'll do it for me, folks. Going to go ahead and rest the vocal cords before the next game. Be sure to tune in. Looking forward to having you back here. It's been a pleasure. So your final, Slovakia in blue defeats the United States in white. Final score 4-2. We'll see you at the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Please rise for the national anthem of Slovakia. Dámy a pánové, prosím povstaňte, zazní hymna Slovenska.